I watched the first season of Game of Thrones in 2012, and like all good stories, there were characters I immediately loved and characters I loathed. Game of Thrones was a unique set of stories though, where good guys rarely won. It got to the point that season after season I was anxious, worried about my favorite characters, wondering, is this their last episode? That's not to say the show doesn't have tons of lighthearted moments, but no matter how happy one episode could be, the threat of death was always real. Destiny had a hard time creating that level of disparity for me. Even during the Cabal invasion, the threat was immediately erased after we received our light again. So what makes this expansion any different? At E3, they showed Cayde being shot and killed alongside his ghost from his very own Ace of Spades. This is a huge dishonor, by the way, and something I took note of, as this was something seen in many films, but most notably in Game of Thrones, when Eddard Stark is beheaded by his own great sword, Ice. You see, all weapons in the Destiny universe have a name, and with most names, a great backstory, and some of them have their own lineage. This was something very common in noble families of old, as most swords were passed down as heirlooms. Ace of Spades, though, was used in the same way Ice was, in a most dishonorable way, cutting down its own master and now forced to be by Prince Odorin's side. Now let's talk about the Taken King expansion. The expansion itself was being led up to all year, in fact. From the moment we killed a Gate Lord to the House of Wolves expansion, all this time we were seeing Marisov in action. Whether it was dialogue or when she was stopping the Dreadnought herself, we got to see that she was definitely not all talk, something we all assumed of her brother. Now we think she is most likely still alive, considering lore and Bife and other lore masters stating that she probably is through other various sources. But the fact that we saw this beautiful and elegant queen being taken down alongside her awoken forces was definitely a tone setter. Something I believe Bungie is trying to do again this fall, this time by killing off Cayde-6. Bungie essentially wants to take the most beloved character and turn his own weapon against him. As much as I hate to see it happen, I have to say I understand. I also believe much more will happen in this expansion story. The fact that Prince Odorin is back makes us believe Marisov will somehow return, and with Cayde-6 dying, we know that a vanguard position will now be open. And if I know Cayde, man, he's going to get us wrapped in some card game requiring us to step up to the plate if he's to kick the bucket. Something similar that he and his predecessor also had arranged. Which doesn't make him dying all the more easier. I'm sure it's going to be gut-wrenching. But it has been since the Taken King expansion that I've truly felt threatened. So I'm completely ready for things to get a lot darker. Guys, that's my thoughts on the matter. I didn't comment whenever the trailer hit. I kind of wanted to wait a little bit, let it settle. But this is a definite tone setter for me. And I'm really actually looking forward to how this story completely unravels. Guys, thank you so much for coming and watching this video. And as always,